like your mom. Here's a but. But if the ancient Hebrews, Israelites, or Jews first receiving the words of God, etc., spoke it to their family, okay, their elite circle, who had to repeat all back to them over and over again, word for word, sentence by sentence, perfectly, before, I'm too sure what the word is, before someone, or to others throughout the centuries or latter century, someone realised that men tend to forget now and again, right? Recite wrongly, etc., make mistakes, and decided to create a writing system through creating a language, through a created language, so all would be able to read it and tell all near exactly what was told them, or exactly what was told them centuries before or centuries later, because it's all written down and recorded, right? So here's an example. If Muhammad was told all that he was told by the angel Gabriel and then told to recite it or recall it, not to write it down but to recite it and recall it from memory, right? So that he can pass it on to his followers. Okay, that's one example. Or if the original Hebrews, Israelites, Jews didn't write anything down, they just had this oral language, okay, words of God, right? They recited them, and the next one had to repeat it over and over and over again, right? And then repeat it word for word exactly, right? Before they had that system, that language, or that writing in that language, to write it all down, okay, so they wouldn't forget. Okay, then isn't it possible that that could happen today? Okay, if you could emulate or copy that same style, right, but get it, you know, be able to store it in a memory, recollect or recall all without making any errors or mistakes, right? Word for word, say book by book, word for word, sentence by sentence, etc. Okay, perfectly. It's a possibility if those two lots of people, Muhammad and the Hebrews, Israelites, Jews, whatever, did that. Okay, but here comes another but. You remember the game Chinese Whispers, where number one son has a message, right, and he wants it to be passed on to number 30 son. So he tells number 2 son, who then repeats it to number 3, and it goes right down to number 30. By the time number 30 gets it, okay, and he recites that message, or relays that message back to number 1, it's all totally different, right? It's all changed. So number 1 son says, that's not the message I originally gave you, you know, it's wrong. This is the original message, but it's just that because it's gone through all those people, all those channels, and they hear it and interpret it differently, and verbalise, you know, by the time it gets into that line, you know, that game, Chinese Whispers, it's completely different. Okay, that's a possibility as well. But if you could have that skill where you can read all those books and you can put it all to memory, you know, sentence by sentence, word by word, whatever, right? Book by book, and you have that recall ability, you know, you can recall it word for word, all that sort of stuff. Okay, that'd be great, wouldn't it? There's apparently someone like Adolf Hitler, he read a lot of books apparently, and someone's questioned him on a particular book that he read, and he could tell you book by book, word by word, sentence by sentence, exactly what that book says, right? Like you might say, okay, what does it say on page 5, paragraph 4, and he'd be able to tell you exactly what it said, right, and give you that proper meaning. That's supposedly what the ability that he had. So there'll be a lot out there, oh no, that's rubbish, that's skeptical, whatever, right? You know, the skepticism, like, no, never, that's like crap, where'd you get that from? Right, you have to go do your own personal research and find out if that's true or not. We came across this once upon a day. It could be true, it could be total bogus, right? Total load of crap. So that's why I suggest you go and do your personal research on that particular claim, establish it as fact, and then if these Hebrews, etc., did have the great memory, you know, repeat it, whatever they were saying, right, whatever they later wrote down, verbally, whatever, and Muhammad did that, the Prophet of Islam, whatever, he could like store it all in memory and then recite it word for word, then yeah, there's that possibility that you can do it too. Okay. Yeah, but it can only work if you try, right? You take action and you try. If you fail, keep trying. Because the person who fails, it's just a failure is just basically a chance for you to do it over again, repeat it, and just get it right. Okay, you haven't really failed. Okay, yeah, repetition apparently is the key. If you repeat something and repeat something, repeat something, yeah, that's the key. From reading to memory to recall through recitation is possible then, as some people supposedly did this method, as we mentioned, the ancient Hebrews, Muhammad, supposedly Adolf Hitler, etc. Right? Yeah. Many people we found when they're quoting from the holy texts or hitting us with comments, quote by rote all these 45 scriptures or this sort of stuff, right? Books of say Genesis to Malachi, giving us all this information, which is sort of junk in a comment, right? They appear to be stating from their holy books or their scriptures. I think it means this or that. I'm not too sure, but it appears. I think this to us that's a sign of someone's hesitancy, right? They're hesitant. That shows us that they don't really know, right, what they're talking about. You're just bluffing that they do. They don't know it as well as they claim or boast they do. Okay, it's like people who don't know the idioms throughout the Aramaic scriptures, or even the Hebrew and the English, right? They all have idioms. These are forms of expression, right? The way these Easterners, etc., express themselves, try to get it across to the potential readers, right? If you don't know those idioms, you don't understand them, you don't know their meanings and all that sort of stuff, then you don't know the Bible as well as you claim you do or boast you do, right? Okay, you're just bluffing. Okay, you just like most of us get it second hand. We're just like parrots. Parroteers of it, right? Someone says something, we take it on board, and we parrot it. A lot of us in the churches, whatever, they just hear it from the pulpit, right? Week after Sunday after Sunday after Sunday, or do lectures or whatever, right? It's pumped into their brain. And they go out there thinking, I'll save some souls, I'll get rewarded, all that sort of stuff, whatever. Right? And they're just parroting it. Okay? And someone who's qualified or who's a theologian or whatever, asks them, well, what does that mean? And they go, I'm not really sure, right? Or some guy that's qualified, he's got the BA, the DA, whatever, right after his name. He's got the PhDs, whatever. You turn up at his door, say, oh, Jesus said, whatever. And he asks you, oh, no, he actually didn't say that. That's not in the black and white. Look at the black and white. That's not actually what he said, or that's not what he said in the original language, the Greek, the Hebrew, whatever, right? You're wrong. So go away, liar, and slams the door on you. Okay? You look silly, right? Okay? Yeah, so it's best to know it, okay, and then live it, because there's a saying, a couple of sayings here. Just because a man reads a library of books doesn't make him knowledgeable. It just shows he has gathered a lot of data and stored it in his head. He's just read a lot of books, right? Got a lot of data stored in his head. Just because a man, yeah, we already said that. Oh yeah, no, we didn't say this. Just because a man reads all the books about tractors and how they work doesn't mean he knows all about tractors. He really only knows how a tractor works when he hops on the damn tractor and drives it around. Okay, that's what we learned from when we were doing farm work. The guy says, you don't know, you can read all the books in the world about tractors, how they work, how they're put together, all this sort of crap, right? But until you jump on that tractor and know how to drive it, then you don't know diddly, right? You don't really know about tractors until you drive one, right? You drive one around. Yeah, and Ray Higgins, he used to be like a minister for 30 years or something. Then he went to the ancient Kemet, Egyptian religion, whatever. And he stated, it's not enough to simply believe, one must know it. Okay, Ray Higgins. Did we say Jim Rohn? Those who are living it, know it. Or those who live it, know it. Those who know it are living it. Or those who know it, live it. Jim Rohn, that self-help motivator. Okay. Yeah, supposedly Adolf Hitler read a lot of books, and when questioned on what he read, he could recall exactly what the book said, word by word, sentence by sentence, page by page, paragraph by paragraph, all this sort of stuff, right? Okay. But yeah, as we said, go do the research on that. Okay, personal research on that to find out if that's an established fact or a lot of baloney that someone's put out there. Okay, so we hope that this has given you great insight and you really liked it. If you did, give us the thumb, right? Give us a like. Us, the Ministry of the Real Truth, new t-shirt up there. We're thinking of getting it stitched because apparently it lasts longer. That's just a transfer thing. Just a thing we had in mind. And it's that's the winged disc icon of Mesopotamia, and we saw that online. Someone was telling all this crap about it, right? It's not even the proper meaning of what that is, what that represents, right? It's a whole lot of this other crap. Okay, because we learnt it from communicating with the Aramaic speaking, native born Aramaic speaking translator Victor Alexander from Bet Nahrain. So one day we'll do a video on that. Okay, so yeah, if you like this video, subscribe to our channel, give us a like, add the comments down below there, and we'll get back to you before the end of the universe on those, and then go tell all your friends, family, etc. About us in this video, or about this video, and then tell them all about us, the Ministry of the Real Truth, and take a look at our channel and all our other videos.